the midlife crisis is real, right? Like, I was thinking about when I entered the midlife crisis. I did not realize at the time that I was entering a midlife crisis. But boy, when I look back on it, I realize that was it. That was the entry point. And for me, it happened at age 43, right before my 44th birthday. My birthday is in January. So January of 2014, I would have turned 44. In November of 2013, my mom died, and it was unexpected. Well, it wasn't unexpected. We thought she was going to be around forever. And in March, April, May of 2013, she had her double mastectomy, and she had gone through radiation. So it was very quick, actually, my mom's death. When I think about it, she was diagnosed with breast cancer the year before. She had an aggressive form of breast cancer. In 2012, okay, she was diagnosed. By the end of 2012, they had done the double mastectomy. So we went into 2013 thinking that it was, she had done the work. She was going to have to do her follow-ups and everything. She was going to do radiation. And so we just went into 2013 thinking that my mom had gone through a major change, but that she was going to be alive and around. I'm feeling my emotions. It's full moon in Gemini. Uh-oh. Tears. Oh, shit. We went into 2013 thinking she was going to be around. I thought she was going to be around. So I remember I had my business and I was feeling something. And I thought that what I was feeling was, oh, this is, new. My mom is good. I'm going to live my best life because, we don't know how life is going to change for us. And so I ended up going to France. I took a week off from work and just went to France, and I grabbed the book, The Alchemist, on my way. And I started reading it in the airport, and I went to Nice, in the south of France on the water, and on the Riviera. It was beautiful, and I was reading this book, and I made the decision to sell my business and start living my life. Like, there was a lot of, you gotta live your life. You have to follow your personal legend. I learned that from The Alchemist. And that's what I wanted to do. So I read the book. I went to France, read the book, went back home, announced to everyone that I was going to sell the business and move to Europe and start writing, because that's what I wanted to do. My big dream was to become a writer and live in Europe. And so my mom was excited for me. She had her boyfriend and was going to be living her best life because she had beat cancer and she had new breasts. She had done the reconstructive surgery. And I got back, made my, told my team that I'm going to sell the business by July. If it's not sold by July, I'm going to close the doors, just sell everything, and liquidate. That was in April. And so we're going about doing all that. And I'm, looking for buyers. I've got a broker that I'm working with. My mom is getting her radiation treatments. And everything's going along really, really just fine until June. In June, my mom collapses. Her legs just give out, and she calls me from from the floor of the garage at my grandparents' house. The house where I grew up. And I'm sorry, I'm having emotions. I'm feeling stuff right now. So my mom says I can't walk. My legs, they hurt. It's not that they were hurting. It's that she was having like some nerve pain, like sciatica. And I get to, so I come over to my grandmother's house. They were in Compton, California. And I was driving my little red Mini Cooper. And I get there, and my mom is she's not lying down. She's sitting on the ground with her legs. She's just sitting there on the ground. She can't move her legs. And so we pick her up and put her in my car. She's not having any pain. She's just... So we put her in my car, and I drive her to the hospital. And that was the beginning of my midlife crisis. Shit. Oh my God. When that was happening, I had a lot of spiritual support around me. By the way, I'm incredibly spiritual. Like, if you don't know me, I'm very, very spiritual. I follow the moon. I follow the stars. I use tarot cards. And there was a lot of spiritual guidance. And I remember I was using Doreen Virtue's angel cards at that time. And one of them, I'll have to look it up because I haven't used it for a while, but I'll look it up. But I kept getting this card that said, someone that you love was going to be leaving very soon. And I had 2 cats and they both had died by this time. And I thought, oh, it's the cats. Penelope and Gingy. And I thought, yeah, boy, those are some really terrible losses. But the card kept coming. The card kept coming. And 6 months. And I got a message when I put my mom, when I put my mom in the car and we were at the hospital and they were doing all the stuff they needed to do to try to figure out what was going on with her. I was praying and meditating. And the message was, it came into my head. My mom would be gone by November. It was very clear. And sure enough, my mom died on November 12th, 2013. That crisis really began on that day when I looked at my mom and I saw her on the floor, and she looked so vulnerable, so helpless. And at the time, when you're living through those things, you process them, you live through them. And it was a lot to take on. I'm an only child, and no brothers or sisters. Obviously, that's what it means to be an only child. But just understanding that growing up, my mom was my everything. Like, I had nobody to, she had to receive all of me. There were no other kids to kind of absorb me. There were no other kids to absorb her. So she's an Aries. I'm an Aquarius. I'm air. She's fire. Together, we were like energy, And so, yeah. Look, midlife crisis for me, I'm just right now, I'm saying midlife crisis began with, seeing her on the ground. But maybe the midlife crisis began when I made that decision for myself that I wanted to live the life that I wanted, that I didn't want to live in California. That I wanted to write. So with yesterday I was teaching a class on the midlife, and what I said, I may have to edit this video. Sorry, I'm definitely gonna have to edit this video. Sorry, I'm blowing my nose. Wow, okay. A little bit too much information here, but here we go. I don't have the tools to edit a video right now. I don't think I can deal with it. Sorry for all the tears and the snot. But here's what I was talking about yesterday. I said that midlife, I said that your light, who you are, the truth of who you are, is like a field of light. And we build structures on that field of light to help us feel safe, to help us cope in life. And when midlife comes, that light, like it's upheaval, that light rebels against your structures. The truth of who we are rebels against the structures. And I think that that's what happened. I know that's what happened. It's coming so clear right now. When I got that call to go to France, it was a feeling inside of me that was so strong. My 2 cats had died, and my business had been thriving up until then. I was making so much money, and there were so many clients. I had my own massage studio, and I had a bunch of people working for me, and it was bumping. The business was thriving. And I got this calling, this feeling to change. Oh my God. It's all coming so clear right now. So I got this feeling to change. And I went to France. I grabbed the book, The Alchemist, like I said, and I read The Alchemist. And when I was reading it, my mind was getting blown by Santiago's adventure. In the book, this kid is living in Spain, and he's a shepherd, and he gets this feeling that he wants to change, and he goes on this adventure to North Africa, and he learns so much. Anyway, I read the book, and I've just related to the story, and I'm like, I want to live my best life. I'm not playing it small anymore. I want to go out, and I want to write a book, and I want to live in Europe, and I want to live in Snowdonia and write. And so I went home, and I know I just told you all this, okay? But I'm telling you it now from this perspective that this was the midlife crisis. That was my soul speaking its truth, that I want to be a writer. And it began this big adventure. That began the big adventure. And when my mom died, I went on that adventure. So what I didn't tell you, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place in this video. But when my mom's legs collapsed, she never went home, okay? So she was in the hospital from June. It was in June that her legs collapsed. She was in the hospital, and then she went into hospice, and then she died in November. Well, remember I told you that I wanted to sell my business. Somebody came in and bought my business in July. And so there was just this emptying. Everything in California was just dying. And then my mom died. And then that's when I started my adventure. After my mom died, like 3 weeks after my mom died, we did her memorial. It was in November. It wasn't even 3 weeks. It was in 2 weeks after my mom died. I was bound for Europe. And then that began another adventure. The midlife crisis for me began with the Alchemist book and my mom's collapse. But then it just kept going. It was a real crisis. There was so much change and transformation. I can't even do it all in a video. So I'm going to stop right here. Yeah. The midlife crisis is real. Look, I wrote a guide. I have a guide for you. I'm gonna have to revamp that guide. You're gonna get the revamped guide. If you want the revamped guide, download it. The link that you get is going to be the revamped guide, and it's going to help you through these things. It's the full moon in Gemini right now, and I just finished meditating. Why I thought I should make this video after this meditation, I was feeling good after the meditation, and actually I feel good right now. What you're seeing is just healing and energy, and it's normal, which is why I'm not afraid for you to see my tears. I'm not afraid for you to see my emotions, because this is what we do. This is life. I'm a human being. I'm living, and I have emotions. Emotions is how we break down, but it's also how we create. So I'm not someone who wants to just be all, oh, it's all positive, I'm always happy. Sometimes I have emotions, and yes, I am always happy. I'm happy through my emotions, my sadness, I'm celebrating my life. I woke up this morning, and the first word out of my mouth was hallelujah. I woke up, I felt joy and life, and my mom is here. My mom is here. My mom is everywhere. She's life force energy. I'm life force energy. So if you want the guide, you'll get the updated guide, because I have to change I'm having a new awakening, and so I want to add that into it. So if you want the guide, it'll be in the link, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll be back with more videos. I want to talk to you more about midlife and the things I went through. I want to share those with you, because I know you all are going through it too. You're having loss, you're experiencing things. So yes, I'm going to share those things with you in some more videos. But hopefully this guide is going to be really helpful for you. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Share it with someone. If that person wants to see a grown woman breaking down in tears, go ahead and share it with them. All right, friend. Thanks for watching. Bye.